straight away, at least when reviewing what you looked at as these members come. This was actually one of the meetings with students. I was trying to teach them how they can enroll themselves and what MUELE is. And I can assure you that the class I had last semester was comparative to MUELE. They were always around on their phones, accessing, doing assignments online. Because I realized when I now took them through, their attitude changed from the one I used to tell them, go and build. So there is that. Then I put this video online so if they want, they can go and look at it and see exactly these things I was telling you about in terms of the names in this format. As for me, we are still putting up especially the country increase the pre-existing degree. Yeah. This year we were making an account. So yeah. Then now they were emails, then my names were put down, and then here student number and institution number. So now we got to know how things are going to be done. And it is a live video, over 2 hours. Okay, since you asked the question, let me answer it. Technically now at the beginning, so that we are moving at the same pace. So this one we have all seen. If you search the course and after searching the course and you try to enter when you are not logged in, if it is having like this one says this is the description of the course, where you have the bigger description and the facilitator, the course name. And it says guests cannot access this course, please try to log in and continue. And it means if I were not part of the course, but then I have an enrollment key on it, then if I was another user, I would be able to get into the course. So if you can now go to your course, you can have first log in and start with what to do. Every time you go to the course, there are 2 ways of turning editing on. One is to use the turn editing on link within under administration, or actually the turn editing on box or button in your right. Now you can use this or this there in front, not here. And so you've turned on the we added a book. A book really, there are books which are online books. So we shouldn't worry about the book. It's a book which is a PDF, so it will fit in the file. You get the idea?
I think that's why I had a problem. It couldn't add the file.
Yeah, it is not a file, it is a book. There are books which are online books, which are read online.
But it refused to add as a book.
But you have a book?
That's why I was saying that you had to open the phone and then put it in the phone.
It has to be a book. How can I call it? There are books, online books, where you find that you flip pages. Like if I can just show you an example. If I access the book on my tablet, on books, and then I look, for example, any of these books, for example, writing for social scientists, it will be readable on this platform. This is how a book is. I can increase the text without any bother. I can go to a given page. I can slide and go to a given page again. So this is a book already, and with this kind of book, it is able to go to your laptop. But normally, for now, we shall be having books which So it is as good as having it as a file and label it reference book, either reference book 1 or main reference book, whichever one you want to give it, or to name it. So now that we have a sample outline which is interactive from our colleague, then I can add it to what I wanted to show you today. Yesterday, we all manually enrolled people, but then there is an option whereby people can enroll themselves. So what I'm going to do is, this I should have done it at the beginning. So I'm going to look for the course. Oh, before I go to the course, can you go to our courses where we are teachers? And when we go to our courses, today I'm going to be a bit speedy. So if you hear me rapping, people don't say I'm going to be speedy because today is Wednesday, we only have Thursday and Friday. And things are many. We have to create many things. But by the end of the day, the assignment I'll give you is on Friday. Although on Friday I wanted the planning person to come, she said she had something to share with members, so that she can come and talk to you. So we may lose out some few minutes on Friday, so I wanted us to cover much. So make sure it's telling you turn editing off. That's when it is on. And then we shall go to, first of all, edit settings. We went there when we were trying to look at a couple of things. So let's start by going to edit settings.
Right. Administration.
Under administration block. Under administration block here. Administration block, then you go to edit settings.
Edit settings.
And then you go to you are not beginning. While we were supposed to be in your course, we are still in the compound. We are still at the Freedom Square. You need to go and do your course. That's when you see the other things. Which you can drag to this access. So now we follow settings. Okay, so on edit setting, we shall scroll down to the part of the guests. First, we start with the guests, how to set your course to be accessed by guests. The dates, we look at dates, especially Ezra who came a bit late. We looked at how to, I made your course, but in case you find that there is something that I did not write well, you can still edit it all around here. Also, you can check where your course is by looking at the course calendar. If you are not going to be allowing students to see the course as a yet, you can hide it. When you hide it, instead of being red, it becomes gray. And then here, my course here says 21st June. It should have been 20th June.
It's okay.
Yes, yours should be, your course may start on the 13th. So much as it shows the date when you created it, after when you created it, that shouldn't be a problem. When it comes to when you are launching it, to make sure that the weeks are well chronologically arranged according to the dates, then you try to change the date to the 13th of August. think that's when we are starting the semester. And then this one was the course ID. Remember I told you have to put the course code and you can use a hyphen and put there the year. And then here we have a description, which will make better. This is the description per our syllabus. It is not the description for an undergrad, but the description for which is within the syllabus. So that when a student tries to search for it and gets it, is able to know what the course entails, what is within the course, and what it should be able to provide. Then the summary, I am still looking for what could have been the problem. So I will jump course format, appearance, files and uploads, completion tracking, and I will go to guest access. That guest access is where you can give guest. No, he doesn't. I think we were having I hadn't added the guest, but for you I'll add it later. In his okay, do others have guests? Yes, because I created that course for the listeners. No, his course is I created the course. But let me see what I can jump around when I'm giving you that data and then I will activate it later on. So here you can allow the guests to access your course, and when you allow the guests to see the course, these guests can be, as I told you, friends. You want someone to audit, if I can use that word. You want somebody to audit your course, and you know, like for example, the quality assurance people. And when you want the quality assurance people, whereby a user can access your course as a guest without being required to go. So you can let them go on your course, check out how the course is doing, how are you putting the information, are you introducing each week chronologically? This week we shall cover this and this. Is it resonating with the syllabus, or you are just putting things for the sake of putting them there? So that's the rationale of having the guest. And then you give the password to the guest. You wouldn't want any guest to be there. You would say if a quality assurance person is, like I talked about the issue with my students, because they were trying to use MUELE as the problem or whatever, then I will be able to tell the principal here is the go there and see what I offer to students throughout the semester. And then it wouldn't be a problem. So a password will allow the guest to access the course and be restricted to only those who know the password. Guests will be required to supply the password each time they access the course. So you wouldn't let your course be accessed by anybody, including those who want to portray your notes. Like they go there and then they start downloading your notes, and when you go you find your PDF are already being used by somebody who is swearing around with your notes. So after you are done with that, then we can now look at revise our, not revise, but revisit our name role naming. And I remember my teacher, being a teacher to the facilitator. I renamed the students to participants, and I'm sure most of you prefer to call them to say lecturer and teacher, and students you can call them learners, you can call them whatever you really think will make them happy. I don't think it's a good idea. They rebel against you, but it depends what you are using MUELE for. Learners, participants, students. If you are using this system for, if you are a school and you want this system to be used for your kids at kindergarten and primary, you can call them pupils. Because that's where we're going. These kids do amazing stuff. You give your tablet to a kid plays a game, wins, you see many scores. Compared to when you, the old one, you try to play the thing, it doesn't work. So now, all the settings on how to make to adjust, because when we had just begun with eLearning, the people in eLearning were overwhelmed. So it was so hard for them to type a course nicely, like they have been doing. So they would just type there something, X, 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 then add you as a teacher. So you are the one to make sure you make it look nice. So I'm looking forward to such a kind of scenario where many members have already now been interested in MUELE, and then the eLearning password is overrun. You say computer applications, you just say com app, and then it puts there ENR. It forgets that it was 1106, then you can put it so to what you want it to be, the actual name and password. Now, after this, you will save the changes. After saving the changes, then I can implore you will go back to the course, but me, I'm going to click on my course code here, which is the easiest link, this one here. Your course code and here, your ENR 1106, HMN is EHY, and is the SOC. Is it SOC? So that's what you find here, and that is the easiest target to your course, to the course. And here, like I think we talked about it previously, it must be able to be sure whether you are running away from what you are getting. You can be losing and you tab. It has to be sure whether you want to run away. Mine, it is saying to run away. You, if you added anything or changed anything, you can say save changes. So I'm back to the course. So I will go back to administration. And when I go back to administration, I now want to make the settings on how to allow people to enroll themselves. Okay? So I will go to users here. To start here with users. I hope all of you are here. Are you all at administration? Please go there. Go to the course by clicking on its course code, or going in my courses. Then you go to users. Click on users, it will be expounded. And when it is found, it gives you a chance about enrolled users, those who are already on your course, so you can easily audit the members who are on the participants who are on your course. Then it tells you the enrollment methods. Which methods do you want to be in your course? And here I have an enrollment, a manual enrollment, and then permissions. You can check which permissions you are allowed to use. For example, here when you look at it. So I am an admin, so it becomes so tough for me to know what you can be able to see when you say the permissions. So if I may, so okay, fine, keep there on enrollment methods. Keep there, then I can. Keep all of you keep on enrollment methods, please. Keep with that enrollment methods part. Yes, yeah, keep there. Keep on it and keep there. And then I will be able to explain. All of us are there. I want to be there too, so that I explain to you how this part works. So mine has a manual enrollment, and yours has so mine is already crazy. I want to now use yours. Let me first check the part. So we are together. So you're on the part of the enrollment methods, yours, which mine, yes, I'm there. Okay. For enrollment methods, as you can see, my guest my guest access is gray, meaning that the eye is closed. So you cannot enroll yourself as a guest on my course. Self-enrollment, participants cannot enroll themselves because the eye is closed. So now what we are going to do is to actually make it open and also put settings. And those settings, when using this wheel, the wheel here, then we can set whatever. So first of all, make the eye open so that the guest access is there. Wait a moment. Yes. Okay, now set the room. So set the room. Open the eye. Yeah, open the eye. Click on the eye so that it opens. So now all of you have, so the record now, the record says that I have 5 manual enrollments and I have 0 guests, I have 0 self-enrollments, and I guess you are also not right. So what I'm going to do, I am going to kick you out of my course, all of you, and give you an enrollment key to enroll yourselves back into my course, so that you see what students go through. So I will first allow the guests, so that I can be able now to add an enrollment key on the guest, remember on the edit settings. And I also open this guy of the self-enrollment for participants. Then in the edit settings, I'll be adding where I can organize the enrollment key for the course. Now that I have opened these eyes, or made them visible, it means that if I go to the edit settings, now the guest, remember that part of the guest had a part of the enrollment key, but it wouldn't allow me to, you wouldn't see any option to. We shall test it out. The whatever was there, the box, but it was dark. It was like you couldn't type in anything. But now it should be able to allow you to type in something. But you can also have more settings if you click on any, I've just tapped here. If you tap on that, it gives you other methods. For example, if you tap on the part of self-enrollment, it gives you other options that you can deal with. So if you click on the gear wheel in front of self-enrollment, you get other further settings that you can set. Do you want to have a custom instance name? Do you want to enable existing enrollments? Do you want them to remain there? Do you want to allow new enrollments? So if your course is full, you may not want anyone to enroll anymore. If there are those who disturb you and you don't want them on the course, you can refuse them. Do you want to use a group enrollment key so that the evening group has its own enrollment key, the day group has enrollment key, the field work students have their own enrollment key? Then what do you want the role? What do you want these people are enrolling in this key? What do you want them to be called? Are they going to be students? Are they going to be participants? That was the concept we used on the role naming. And then for how long you want to have the enrollment take place. If you are using this, for example, to have a short course or as a certificate course, you may want to have your relation notified before enrollment expires, telling the students your enrollment is about to expire if you don't pay fees in this date, or if you haven't done this. Notification, how many days, start date, you enable, then you can change these things. You enable end date, you change the things. Enroll inactive after. If you don't want students who just have your course as a flower, you can actually chase them automatically when they are inactive for a week. The system enrolls them. And they go away. So they have to make sure that they come back to you when you are asked for the enrollment key when everything is done. Then we have the custom method. We have a welcome custom message. You've ever tried to register on an email website and then all of a sudden a message comes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Make sure you find this and this. We shall be able to give you this and this. The same thing, you can actually configure your message here and say, you are welcome to the course ABCD. I am the lecturer of the course is so and so. Make sure you do all the assignments. Make sure that you attend all the lectures. And the exam is mandatory. Tests are mandatory if you want to pass the course. This is where the message is. And immediately somebody enrolls like, oh, a message goes to their email address. So I'm going to make sure I put a message here, at least for this part of the custom message. I say, dear participant, so that you all see this message. So I say, dear participant. So you can also say, dear student, dear participant. Welcome to MUELE Training. Where you will learn how to handle students online. You must make sure you are always punctual for the training. You must make sure you are punctual. Looking forward to full participation. Sincerely. So that's my default, but most default messages will say, welcome to this program course. If you have not logged on well, and look at the materials, blah, blah, you get a message that makes your students feel nice when they get such a message. Just like when you are retrieving the password, you see how the password came automatically. Immediately you clicked on you, message came to your inbox. You verified the link, another message was sent with your password and username, and you are done. That's what the system did. You do not have to do anything about it. So actually this message can be so elaborated, so huge, that it makes students understand why they. So you can make it a typical email with all the things that you want. You are welcome to this course. This course, I handle it in this way. We shall have these practicals and whatever. And make sure you really put effort in this. So indoctrinate them at the beginning to make sure that you get the information that you want them to understand at the beginning of the course. So, the other settings I put enrollment key. So the enrollment key I put there MUELE 2016. Or when you are going to enroll your souls. Because I'm going to kick you out. And then I'll save change. for self-enrollment. These are the things that you will need. And then for guest access, you can see that for guest access there are no settings. There are no settings at all for the guest access. The guest access is just you are either allowing guests or not. The password, once you make it visible, the password shows up on the other side of the server. And you can add a method if you want, other than these three methods. You can add a method, choose either another self-enrollment. I haven't added actually the self-enrollment. So you can choose a meta-link. Some of the words are not very clear. So I'm going to add a method which is self-enrollment. And this self-enrollment key so the method self-enrollment, actually the self-enrollment was the one which was there, but the name I have put, so I'm going to put the name, the custom name as enroll yourself. Enroll yourself. Yours has self-enrollment, isn't it? Let me edit this one, which is there, but to make sure it is called self-enrollment. Because I've already done a nice message, I can't write it again. Then you take this and self-enroll yourself. So I'm going to kick you out completely from my course. And then I'll let you. That's what I'm going to do now, so I can see how it is done. So I go to users. I normally kick students out, those who don't change their university, their emails to university ones, and those who refuse to put photos. So what I normally do, I take photos of students in a line, first day when they come. I make them line up, take photos, and then upload them in a folder, and then they add the photos on their profile. So like after a given period, if you haven't put your photo, I kick you out. That's why I put the part of keeping separate information in students' photographs. I photograph them on the same, our building has a line, a blue line. So I make them all stand on that spot. So depending on where the line is on your body, I get to know whether you are short or tall. That's what I meant by having separate information. You were scared to take it. That's the separate information that is there. The tall ones, you find that the thing is, let's say, the skirt on the wall. The short ones, you find the skirt. So I know this one I can box it. If he hasn't done the work, yes, I do it myself. Yeah, but I hear you have the camera, so I do it myself and put their photos. Because if you allow them to put their photos, you find somebody putting like a photo Otherwise, if the cable is hiding one. But this is a learning environment. You can do that on Facebook. So enroll users. Now kick everybody out. Like I'm going to kick you out. Enroll users. So I'm going to kick all of you out. It's a bit tedious, but worth it. So we are, I can only kick you out and you all become students to my course to get the experience. Otherwise, but all of you created a message. You can kick the members out. It is not a problem. Kick them out by here, coming to this side here, and click on this X. There is one enrollment where you kick everyone out at once when you reset the course, but for now I will kick one out one by one. So Margaret is gone. She can't see my course anymore. Ezra is going to go to. Yes. That's in the order, the alphabetical order. James is gone. And then finally, Nicholas is gone. So I have no enrolled users.
So we can manage this.
Well, we can lose money because all of you are my students. That's fine. If you have already kicked all of them out, yes. Kick everybody. So now search for the course. Search for MUELE 2016 from the main page of the. If you have finished the enrollment, just go to home, the red home. After going to the red home, then you scroll down. Because I'm a student, I want to look for your courses. You have already removed me. You remove me. I'm not part of the course. I'm not a student. You treat me as I'm not an admin, so treat me as a student. Because I also want to enjoy coming to your course.
So now you see you go to.
But you need to know the enrollment key that you put so that I'm able to. So if you have finished the kicking out, I'm out. So search for MUELE 2016. Go to red home. The red home. Scroll down the bottom. The home which is red. On the left top.
Then I go to
MUELE 2016. You search for a course. MUELE 2016. You find that this is a training on MUELE. That is, and then there is the facilitator is me. Just go down to the bottom.
Yes.
Search for
Finishing.
MUELE 2016. Because then I can search a course in this university. MUELE 2016. And the course comes up. Yeah, so all of you enter comfortably. You have been able to enter all that.
this is the first
It is okay.
What did I do wrong? You click and I see? Click it? Because I click it. Fine. I did not configure this. I think I allow the guests comfortably so you are able to see it as guests. So it's okay. It's okay. So that is guest access. Now I am going to kick the guest access out. So I will search it like you did. So you realize that if you just allow access by guests, they will click on it and they will go there. They can't do much. They can't do anything because they are all students. So I'm going to actually now kick out the guest. I will allow guest, but with the password or even remove it completely. So MUELE 2016. settings, I go to administration and go to settings. And I'm going now to allow the guest. So guest access. Allow guests. No. I save changes and you refresh. Before you refresh, let me first get to the. So now you can refresh your page. F5, and then you click on the course now. My MUELE course 2016. No space. No space. Click on the link for the course. Are you there? Were you able to enter? Yes, because I kicked you out. So you can't enter. As you have to get an enrollment key from me before you enter my course. So can you try the MUELE capital? It's a password, MUELE capital 2016. You welded in 2016. Capital. You welded capitals. Capital.
No space.
No space. One word, one string.
Okay. So you refuse.
There is no problem. I wanted to be sure.
Is it looking great?
I wanted to be sure which one I had said. So fine, if that is the case, I will look for the settings so that I can
Should be with the space. Yes.
It's not about the space. To went for you were able to go in. So there was a space.
Yes.
Put a space because when I typed it, I saw to put space. I put space. So I thought I had not put space. So, but now you've seen that it is sensitive. The space has to be. It's a password. No, you tried both. You tried both to be sure. So so that's how we make our course secure. That we can put the enrollment tell to all the students, and they enroll themselves. They search for the course, enroll themselves, and then they start assessing the materials. So now you know that procedure. Because we are being able now to enroll yourself from the course, which is this course. So we're not enrolling. Now, in this, I know you gave me expectations, but I'm going to take you to a course that I want you to work on and answer the quiz. That gives me a chance to make you feel like being able to. We made a chart, remember? Now that chart is part of adding activity. But now I want us to do the actual quiz before we make the quiz, so that we know what we are trying to make. That also helps me to give you an idea of where we are heading to in terms of the way we put the thing. Remember assignments in MUELE, the rest of the part is designing an attractive course page. We've already started on it. Embedding images, that one I'll be able to do it after we have done this. Enrolling students, we have already done it indirectly. Keeping separate information, I've already hinted about it. Student support, I'm already supporting you from the time when you signed up. That has all been, don't think I'm that nice to write to you immediately and direct, but that's what student support is. Assessment in MUELE is what I'm going to do now, just to give you a tip of it. Grades in MUELE, you'll be able to see the grades right away. Then back up, resetting, another result and feedback. So we are in business. So let me now go to, I am looking for the course which I normally use for the so that I give you a quiz. As you try to jog around, I have to make this course, the quiz there, to make it more affordable. I have to make it I will do the other editings. And now I want you to get an experience how this all works. So I go to update, make it open for you. So can you, in the meantime, can you go to the college, the under units, go to the College of Education and External Studies.
We go to Red Home.
Go to on the right to look for colleges. Are you there? The units. There are other units.
You see home.
There are no colleges. Where do you go?
Makerere University.
Okay, go to the home of the white home. The white home. If you go to the right home, go to the right. Scroll down. Okay, you are already logged in. Oh, fine. If no. If you log out, you want to. You look for SSMT. Such a course, SSMT. 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 This one here. This one here. SSMT. Are you there? Now the enrollment key should be the same. SSMT.
That's it.
They are all capital.
So we are waiting for numbers.
Has it got it?
No.
It doesn't work.
It should be.
I will look for the enrollment key. Yeah, I will change the no, there is no 2016. I don't think there is any 2016. Let me just look for the enrollment key. Under the savings.
didn't know that I would switch to it quickly like this. But now that we are here, I need to let you have a feel, because I can see you are going to be able to move further very fast. The enrollment key is there. Why is the enrollment key everywhere like this? Okay. Try it and we see. The SASSMT.
Same.
Yeah, I've just configured it now. So yeah, it comes. Yes, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we scroll down to MUELE evaluation below this video. Below this video here. And click on the quiz, eLearning evaluation. This video, the one where there are two, this one with social media. When it might have not shown that you go above the June 2015 day one. Above day one of 2015.
Very evaluation, please. I think
oh, me at the chat room.
Thank
June 2015. Good. So it tells you a few things. Tells you this is on that so that's a typical quiz, and it gives you a few guidelines. If I may put them there so that we are all looking at the same thing, so that I do not talk of things which. So you can make a quiz, put its instructions like the way we get on a rubric of an exam. This is an evaluation of the skills acquired by MUELE trainees. But now I want to know what you knew before this one ends. Much as this should have come at the end, but it doesn't have. You can do it now, and do it at the end, and see what the difference will be. So this course will help you to evaluate your readiness to deliver the course. It also helps the trainers to know how much trainees are able to comprehend, and good luck. The quiz starts from today and will end on Friday, so we can always attempt it anytime we want. It starts today at 7, it started yesterday but 1 at 7 a.m. and will end on the 24th at 11 p.m. tonight. It should have been 11 at night. And you have about 30 minutes. So far there are people who have, I think I finished mine, and it says excellent. So for you, I want you to go down and attempt the quiz. Asks me to, yes.
When it ends, we shall attempt it.
Now, let's do it now. I want to know. Yes, it warns you so that you know that don't cancel, start on time.
Use the seat.
So it
has no time.
It has 30 minutes. It don't give 30 minutes. So here you go now. It's meant for the. It's meant.
Even starts with things I don't do.
Okay, so one observation.
Wrong.
One observation. What have you observed if you can look at each other's questions? Question one. Can you all say what your question one is?
Mine is the component of MUELE guidance based coaching.
What is your
Mine
question?
is to use an OER to make permission
What is your question?
when considering OER for this.
Your question? So, you all open the same quiz, and shuffle up the question. So will be the answers. Apart from if the answers are like all above, none above. If it has such a kind of multiple choice question, it won't shuffle it because you cannot have multiple choice answer one saying that all above when it is A. So those ones we cannot have to shuffle them. You have to leave them. All above, no, none above. So such a questions which are specific, you leave them and shuffle. So you can shuffle questions or you can shuffle within the question. So if you get this kind of quiz in form of a test for students, they won't cheat because they are seated together but the answers are different.
So do you set all these quiz one plus?
Yes, you set once, you set, then you tell the system to shuffle them up, but the answer remains the same.
So are you using MUELE itself or?
So the answer is not A, but the word A, the actual answer. If to add a resource on where do you go? If it was saying you go to add resource, each and every one of you, the answer will be add resource. But yours can be A, his can be B, hers can be C. So even if you are seated together, you can't copy.
Or the arrangement?
The arrangement changes. Unless if somebody crams like I remember in my old I knew how to cram answers without saying A. That's the answer. So they say, so especially in chemistry, they say sodium chloride is when we combine blah blah. Me, I would know the answer is chlorine, not that it is A. So I would look for where chlorine is. Maybe if students do that, they won't be able to cheat. Because yes, attempt the quiz. Just gamble through, because this is at the beginning. Gamble through, finish the numbers, and then we will be able to know how to add an activity. That will give us a good chance to go to the next level of add activity. Yes, you have to look for options to get the right things, the right attitude. When I give assignment, I don't mark the offline assignment. I give them for practice. I make them go to bed and do the online assignment so that I know they have done it themselves. Even if they got somebody, they must have sat there to see them, provided they have handed it.
But is this created through MUELE itself or some other application that is one of
Where it's
Yeah, that's good. That's huge.
So after that, we click check.
I don't know. If you check and it's cancelled, you check, you can check and see where it is right, but under normal circumstances, if it is a test, I wouldn't allow any other attempt. When you check and you do another answer, it will give you zero. If you check again, it will give you negative. So we shall look at how to make those questions within here and how our life can be made better. Remember, time is limited, is that what I have heard is that Makerere people fear to fail. So when they start reading, they say, can't we do it later? You do.
No, anything stands for.
What?
LMS.
I wrote it in the message when you were responding. Now you want to make to maybe it is liver brightness and in society maybe. Local members in the society, that is LMS. Is it there? So look
This
for
is their main business.
Local learning system.
But the good thing is,
Jokers probably enjoy geography. That is JK.
But the thing is that when you are doing this, that means you are also allowed to use the web to find out.
Sure, they can. It is only 30 minutes. They can go to Google and Google. Yes, it is 30 minutes. In Norway, we had an electronics course. And the guy told us, he used to tell us, come with your books. So we would come with textbooks and files. And then we look at them, check all answers are right. You go in the book, all answers are right. So you wonder which one. So in the next tests, we refused to do anything. We just circled everything we find. Because it was not being helpful to carry an open book. But as you are doing, the first time I gave that test here, that quiz here, from MUELE, the lab technician, the computer lab technician asked me, what did you do to students? I said, what? They are all over the lab, they are searching. He said, are you sure? I said, and they copy. So in my heart I said, yes. Now students can go to the computer lab and look for information instead of looking for us. And they are now able to now start going and looking for the final word, the key word that can give them an answer. So you wouldn't have our students now, they would be now looking for information. There is a quiz for, imagine if each and every member here gave a quiz in their course. Would you find any students talking about us? They were well wouldn't do that because they would be busy looking for how to answer these questions. But for assignment, offline, they want to solve. And for me, they can't complain because I have this router which gives the whole place here and the room there. So they cannot say you are forcing us on the web, but we can't have it like this there. So how far? Yeah, it is long, but it will give us a good idea because the OER is in our outline. I sent the OER in our message. It is ticking. The clock is ticking somewhere.
You go up
On the screen.
Yes, on the screen, your clock is ticking
Somewhere.
somewhere, somewhere.
Then you can see.
No, you scroll up and look at the top, I guess.
Here I just feel like I guess I'm not in the world of the student anymore. I feel like I'm bothered. So you don't really want to read, so some things I'm beginning to guess.
Yeah,
I guess it's something out of the learning mode.
Yeah, just guess. Because you see, this now shows, this one will make you want to learn those things that gave you headache when we are now learning them. That's why I gave you this quiz. It should be at the end. At the end, we shall also review it and see whether we can just click without even bothering because we will have already known the pass. So I'm going just to attempt it to show you where the actual timing is. Timing here, the timing is under the calendar. The timing should be at the timing is here. The one who was asking for the timing. Below the questions. Here. It is ticking. The clock is ticking. This is mine. This is my time. Your time is different. Your time is different. This is mine. I've just opened this. And it is ticking, typing me slowly. So you can see the multiple choice questions have to be so close, so undifferentiated, so near each other.
No. This is it? Okay.
is the issue.
What is the issue here?
Yes. But
What is two? People looking for it three and nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, no. So the answer is this.
If it was on the all above, you may think, but now you don't know what it is all about or not about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Students will be looking for essays that they can promise.
But your number 15 is different. It's different. I don't know why it changes me more confident when I ask.
Sure.
You have to keep on keeping.
Not really. You just have to.
Get it done. Oh,
Now, some minutes. They are not because you haven't submitted.
oh, I did check.
Submit all. Are you sure?
Oh, I have zero proof.
You did it. You excel. Above 60 is a pass mark. Is it 60 for postgraduate? You are in the postgraduate category. So you have to go above 60. If you get below 60, you have to go get a take.
And this type of us.
Yeah, these are Madam Kawaii and daughters. So we
It's really important to me.
she's a nutritionist. So you can't put me. And by the way, listen.
But she needs to be everything. If I guess,
There's some sugar and there is water. There is water. So you can get some.
But then this you check the internet.
I told you JPEG is jokers probably geography. So it's a geography. Oh, sorry, it is not there. I don't know. But there are options there.
time is running.
And you get to
I think our remaining is around 15 minutes.
yeah, of course you always start and start that.
Yeah.
Without tell.
Madam, thank you so much.
No.
You will take me and I stay near where we make these things.
Those are food science stuff.
Yeah, you see, they are waiting.
And Madame will travel.
It is now becoming enjoyable. Many people don't know that we have such a system. Where you, even these things of people moving around with their quizzes, you will just make a quiz online and you let people do it and then you get the information. Just like I sent you a Google theme. You put in your expectations, put in your names, put on your email address, and then I was able to send. And you can do the same thing within this place. This is becoming nice now. Are you sure your computer is not working? I switch flips, but now I can see flips.
Submit.
So each question you should explain the meaning of this.
I've got your hand.
No, I'm saying it's not very good.
So they are not good enough to like, don't you?
Say it was very good.
Yeah, you are better than me. But you are the pass mark.
This is what I'm saying. This is from the man.
Bound 50, all of you are in average.
So this is the rate of failure.
You have
But you see, this
So
pass
this
mark,
is
the pass mark really is at 60. It is abnormal because it is always 50 is average.
so
60.
this rate is what of failure.
Yes, the levels are average.
So I can check. Because I think the message was scoring.
But of course, the choices there are still abnormal. They are only telling you are failed, there is no answer given. But we shall see how to give answers and what we shall make. So, in other words, you can use a quiz for many purposes. You can use it to test, like now I'm testing your knowledge. You can use it to enhance some of your students' knowledge, whereby each of the answers you put a feedback, and that feedback actually shows you that you could as well, you would have used this, but you used this. You get the point? Those are the parts of bringing multiple expressions. That's what I meant. And that's what they are meant for. So in the same vein, so here, when I come to administration, I will be able to look at your actual grades. I can look at your grades for you. Yes. So you are too many. This course has been done by, this quiz has been done by many people who are trained. So I have to look for your names. So I will look up to names. So let me see. This is another one.
So here's
there. Okay, so she excelled.
How come you have this?
She got 7. Yeah, because you have a week class. So she got 77.7%.
she copied.
She kept copying. Google it.
She kept
So you have big, you still are checking.
I can't take it in 30 minutes.
So we go to next will be Romania. So Natumanya you fail. We are supposed to get 60. We take. This is a real retake. And then we go, but it is not your fault. You came late. And you missed.
It's not kind of fair. You have any more people in the world.
You should have put
What she told me,
she was cooking.
that's the issue of judging the answer.
And then Nicholas is 3, and then we all got 60.
So it's okay to do trying. The maximum is
66%. So I can see your grades. Now, what do you say, but so what? You have the grades, so what? I can actually import these grades into an Excel sheet straight away without having to write somewhere or write something. So I will go to this one of export. And when I say export, it will give me options of how I want to export it. So do I want to export it as a plain text file, or do I want to export it as an Excel sheet, spreadsheet, or XML is for if you want to make it appear on the website. For now, I would want to export it as an Excel sheet, but I have to first choose the options here. Do I want to include the feedback? How many previews do how many preview rows do I need? There are too many, I need I will not refresh the course. You can't see these things on this course of mine. You can only see your grades. So I exclude the suspended users. I'm not sure where they are in. I can have about 100. Then grade export, Leo. So which one do I need to export is the e-learning evaluation tools. So all these things will be visual. So I can also use Proton, but I'm not sure which one is which. I can keep these two. So I can, I have not chosen the spreadsheet. Net changes, I usually want to get, I will need to first choose the spreadsheet before I choose this option that we will get. So after choosing, I will be able to submit and to give me the thing. So I will remove these two in this assignment, and I will remove the course photo, put 100. I put your marks at 0 decimal place. So that I'm able to get exact marks. Truncation, remember? So that we truncate. And then I submit. And then it asks me whether I want to download the spreadsheet. And it also gives me a preview of your marks. So it gives me the names. These are names of people who have been able to do this quiz since time immemorial, and their marks are here. And you can also change if you want. You can also change the. So all the people have trained that I have made to come on this course are here. So I can come here and know the kind of person I have trained before, where they belong. So there are quite a number. Yeah, they are those who are smart and got everything. But it is all about by on Friday, you'll be able to get them up. Yes. Because we will have covered everything. So I am going to download the Excel sheet. And then I open it. I'll use this background. And I have your marks in the Excel sheet. And I have marks in the Excel sheet.
So I think that's not very office.
So what I'm trying to demonstrate to you is that you don't need to worry. You can give the quiz in the morning, you finish, you pin it. Before lunch, you pin it up. You say your marks are there. And then even the names are well ordered. You just hide down, you hide this one, hide these parts here, edit here the words you want to appear, and you put on the notes book. And they will say, where is this man or this woman left? We have now, if you could log in into your, remember you enrolled yourselves into my MUELE 2016 course. If you can log into your webmail, you will find the message. I welcome you. Dear participant, you will be able to see that message. I never sent you a message. You only got it because you enrolled. So we've now seen the part of how a quiz looks like. Now we need to start doing activities. So we now go to the courses, our courses, and start adding themes. So go to the course, turn everything on, your courses, your respective courses, where you have courses, where you have the teachers. Turn everything on so that you will now go to start editing. And when you turn everything on, you go to add activity. Add an activity. The first go to the course, your course.
I'm finding myself on doing there. When I put that, she's into other things.
Click on the course.
So it's something
Go down.
See, it's not showing. So
where did you put it?
I think I made it.
You unenrolled yourself.
So let me get it.
When you were unenrolling us, you also took yourself out. So how were you going to be? How were you going to be a lecturer when you were not in the course?
I know the
This numbers are they just keep themselves out. And you cannot add yourself because you don't even see the course. So
So the course is just comes.
I'm the one to add you there now.
So the course has
Yeah, they can search for it, but they just unenroll when they enroll them with students. I don't know who can add
Maybe they
them.
should enroll students in their own course.
So how will they edit? Okay, so let me now go and get you out. So, okay, but you see, that helps me to show you how you can mess yourself. I know yourself, you get annoyed, you don't find the course, you're like, no, where am I? And then you start complaining. I can't see my course, but you are not one know yourself. So you have to be careful. You are the first and permanent participant, one student in your course. Sure, you will be able, I will be able to create it later on. So yours is A.
2102.
2102. So psychology for innovations, no lecture there. Has no body. It has a course description. The course description is nicely put. It has links, but no lecture. So I have to make sure that I help out in bringing you back to your course. So I have to be administrator, go to users, enroll users. And I have to enroll you. And I have to choose that you are a lecturer and look for your name.
Okay, so you can remove everything you're supposed to do.
Actually, we usually do that's like myself and I said, yeah, that is so fast. I need to know that I was missing because I'm just new to do.
Oh, it was so fast.
Yes, just click on the button.
At the end of it, I was missing now I could. That's why I came on last week.
So you started with yourself. You said it is so fast.
The class is still there and that's it.
I remember you making that analysis that it has done it so fast.
So fast because I was not counting.
Okay.
Interesting.
So I have to add you another role of the teacher, of the student, to switch roles. When you say switch roles, so that you are able to see how things look like if you are a student. It helps you for students not to complain because you have already known how the learners also look at the course. If you check now, you'll be able to see that it is now.
I have somebody here.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah.
So I think it will become as HMN.
Yes, that was
So this becomes a good lesson for us all to make sure that you always keep yourself there. Well, there is another colleague who did that. My colleague in chemistry who I used to help him with few things in very. He also allowed himself and came and told me, I can't access my course, what did you do to it? But, and I can't see it in everywhere. I said, but I haven't come to your course yet. I don't know, but let's check. So you also, but she's wrong.
I think what I did is, that first option wasn't
You are on,
users.
as instructor and student.
Maybe a first log out and try again.
No problem, let me check about the service. Shows it to you. You are on. And you already removed maybe one person. So you are this was a very
And you should keep there.
yes.
Just to be seen as a fair test. It's usually people paying on the waiting process.
Going on.
You know, the courses, all your courses I'm getting.
She's not seeing her course, but she's I think I could have known where the problem is.
I need to close some eyes, maybe that's close some eyes on writing. The user thing there.
Well, I'm going to check on the enrollment methods.
That very first one.
You might have chosen manual. I mean, everyone who is on manual, whatever you need, but I'm sure you can figure it out.
Yeah, in one way, did you put that thing at the end? The last option. That.
Yeah, so you are hidden. You hid the manual enrollments and you are part of the manual enrollment. So anyone who enrolled manually cannot see the course. So almost everyone here can see the course. I have to first remove the eye. So this is how you can suffer with the course. And look, it must be now there, refresh. Ready home, and then you look for another course.
So we have to modify like that.
This,
So that I can see
It's now there.
nutrition is there.
yes, it is okay. It is there now, but she had made this part here. She had closed this up. And anyone who had been manually enrolled was put up.
I tell the guy, the guest that's why the guy closed it. They don't want to receive it, so we will
So we are ready.
So, yeah, so now everyone is there.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome. So we now go to eLearning home, and then now we'll go to other activities. So,
Okay, we don't use this, we use this one. You go for that?
Yes.
just, I want to see, for us to see it here.
We go to our skills.
That's it. So we're not going to have an activity.
No, hey, for me, I have a few options. I only have assignment and attendance.
And that's it.
We do not have,
The rest we have other issues.
we do not have the charge.
You know, I have all my assignment and attendance.
See, no
Yes,
problem.
and
Your problem is that course will be given before. So I have added for you, and then you first check.
So these are the things that we must
Yeah, those are the things you are. Now you begin to know those because you are going to use them. In future.
Well, I'm going to never try.
Okay, so these are all the things that she's saying, the things that you are failing to know. So the problem can't be analyzed because they are locked down things, so they can't be analyzed. And all of you have this kind of part. So you have an activity, assignment, 2.0 advanced coding, online, single file, offline activity, attendance, chart. So far,
Actually, we have done also
I know the problem. I will have to upload the wiki, other than comment, yes, I have a bunch. What if I get a new course? Yes.
Which course?
I just create just for practice now. And because I can't, by the time I add those options, which it was quite, it was using just 10, but which you are interested in. This is just for purposes of this. Maybe statistical dynamics. Okay, let's do that. So in the meantime, the wording is not what it means. So some people when they hear quantum mechanics, they say, but what is that? They asked the Canadian Prime Minister, what is quantum computing? So they didn't know he knew he was a physicist. So he explained, he even talked of spin up, spin down. The journalist just was like,
He's a very good one. BBC.
And the quantum computing is now what they are transiting from this physical, using these wires and computers to nanotechnology, the part that just does the quick. So we move from what we guys to. I don't know whether I can create a but I will point out the course so that you have the, then I can always configure the other ones later, because I can't continue adding those functions. It will be very tedious. Yeah. What I'm going to just say also and something. I'm going to put for you also something. What code should we do?
The code.
I'm just going to add something to do also. So I'm going to say PHY. I will add you, then you'll be able to see, then we'll play around with it. Then I will figure out. You might need to edit it, otherwise I'll be in trouble. Someone may say that, why did you create a course that is not there? So then one, for example, 08. I don't know where this code is. This code is there. Aerosol. And then there's a code aerosol physics. You will edit the other settings. Now that you are next. Others, you could be trying to, I can't say make a chart, but we are going to create an assignment where you hand in, we shall create a chart, we shall know what a wiki is, we shall create the course code I use in the already is in the system. Remember, you have to be patient because if I continue letting him to work with the one which doesn't show things.
The further final exam. The further thing, like,
Yeah, you will not present a course because these things will not be there. But also, I can add everything, but not now. Because they are tedious. You add, because we don't do those computer studies. I'm going to make it, call it 7118. Which has a note, it's not such a thing. twice a day on your team and you give it a name, also physics, or anything like that. So if you try to go to target more and then you try the activity and see whether they come now. You remember the settings you have there. So you will be able to go to the settings later and add the part of also just for it is not also but you try to do the course. So now everyone now has everything. So about that. So we're now going to add an activity. So but we are going to see what does each of these activities represent. What is it about? What will we be trying to add? Okay, so I have to start from course. I'm supposed to see these courses around, but because I am admin, it becomes very tricky for me to see to start with the other for an easy way to get there. So under activity, resource, we added a couple of resources, and the book you have to, we shall not really look into books for now, a file folder, even label, we are not going to really use the label in the course for the but page and URL you can use. The URL is to make sure students can go to the link where it forms some good information. So you get them go there. The page he showed us a good interactive page. Very nice. File, all of you have a file folder. This is where you put you want course, put all course materials. Or you want, like I told you, I normally create a folder of profile photos. So I upload all the photos that I take of students. And then I tell them go to the computer lab or wherever you can go. Click on each of them. Whether you are 200, look for yours. But by guesswork, you could know what number you are, or you can enlarge the screen and be able to see which photo you are. But all I am interested in is to see that they have uniform photos. Just like people put on uniform. I don't want somebody to be like this, another one has golden beard, another one is smooth and they are soft, put a makeup with Photoshop. I want them to be natural as I want to look. Because the way you watch will be the way I go. You should be having strength. So we now go to activity. And you get a lady on Facebook, very smooth, you meet her, you run.
I meet one.
So, well said, do not smooth and themselves. Then we like doing the laugh. If you are rough, you are rough. We don't know how to, but ladies, they know how to smooth themselves on Facebook. You think she's from so if we can come back to our thing. So other activity, we can add an assignment. We can add an assignment 2.2. And assignment 2.2 means that we can have advanced upload of files. We can let them type in the text. We can let them upload a single file, or we can let them upload or make it offline activity. Attendance, you can make sure you put attendance and they log in to show that they have attended always. You can have a chat, the chat we already have it. You can have a choice, you can have a database, you can have an external tool, you can have feedback, you can have forum. Forum is for if you wanted to discuss issues. You can have, in addition, you can have glossary. if you add those words that you want students to understand, like psychology of innovations, you want them to know what is innovation, what are the challenges. So those words, you can make it a glossary. You find each of the key words you think the people who are taking the course are supposed to know. You can make it a journal, you can make it a lesson. Before they finish the lesson at that page and pass everything, like if this quiz was page 1, before you answer all questions and they are all right, you don't move them step further, page 2. That's what the lesson is about. The quiz is simple like the one we just done. And that quiz can be either for practice, so that you can do it, and I will show you how you make the practice one. Even when you fail a number, it tells you you have failed this number, but the answer should have been this. Then you can make it a test, whereby you give them one attempt and time it. So they can only say, and the marks to take for one attempt. Time, yes. So they do it anywhere. And you say it will be between 11 and 12 on Thursday. I don't care whether you are in New York, whether you are in town, just sit on the computer and do that test. And you are likely to find that even if they go to their friends, they can't even help them. If you are good at designing your course and your questions. The SCORM package, I don't want to be so, I haven't used this and I haven't bothered to know what this is, but if you go to its help, you will be able to understand what it is all about. And then even if you come here to the question mark on here, you'll be able to get information about all this. Survey is like the one which you feel when you are signing up for this course. Like the way we saw the pro form. You can also make that form here in the way. Wiki is for like interaction. I write in, you also write your thing, it becomes a stream, we keep discussing. So we have a topic, we keep exchanging the topic until then you can also make a workshop in terms of an activity. But to be able to be certain of what all these are about is that you have activities which are such as forums, quick quizzes, wikis, enable interactive content to be added to the course, and make sure that it looks very active. That's why we call it active. The other was like this resource. But when you do the quiz, it is interactive, it is an activity. That's why we call that part an activity. So I am going to put an assignment of uploading a file in my course, and then I will let you upload your course outline so that you first see what it means. So on this, under topic 1, I'm going to add an activity on my course, and I'm going to say upload a single file, and I want you to upload it now today between the time. So these people who bring assignment and push it under the door, here you have to put an automatic closing of the door hole. When you put the settings, you put when it should be open and when it should close. Beyond that, you click the link and say you cannot upload the file. So try to sting the problem with this thing. I can't know whether it is loading or not. So I'm going to put assignment name, upload your, I'm going to say for me, so that you do it as the students, upload the course unit, the course outline of your course, or outline of your course, outline of your course. Description, the file, you can put a nice description. I'm trying to trying to be so quick. Make sure we also do. So, do you want to display description? Yes, so the description can be so much that doing upload, make sure you don't exceed this much, but you're also going to see those things. I can give you the dates up to the 24th, and then it says prevent late submissions. Yes, I don't want to submit late. Grade. You may want to grade it automatically. Let's say when somebody has submitted, you give a grade for submitting. So you can grade it with a simple direct grading. And when they are uploading a single file, how big should it be? You remember that edit settings part? Where we are concerned about the size of the file. We had 200, I'm not sure how much it has now to tell us. But here now you don't allow students to upload 100 megabytes. And you want a Word document, they should be able to be restricted. You start looking for attachments, big pictures and put. So you may want to restrict them. I can restrict you up to 1 megabyte. I'm sure you are good. Then the other thing is, do you want to allow resubmitting? Someone submitted and Xerox somewhere, then resubmits. No. What they have submitted should be what they have submitted. And they can go to hell if they have another idea. But if you want them to refine their work, you can say resubmit. Email alerts. If you allow this and you have 1,000 students, and you are going to allow email alerts to your email, just like you see when you sent me messages on where the copy came to my email address. If you allow these messages to come to your email address, you end up with your box blowing up because I think Bits refuse to add us more. So you may not need to. It is not advisable to allow alerts to come to your email address. But you could do, if you had used like Gmail, which is open, you can let the thing blow. Yes, or if you have 5 students, you make sure that when they upload, the email comes to and tells you he has uploaded, you look at it, you make changes, you say track changes, you put marks on top, you also upload the feedback, and the students are like, wow. So these issues which these DGRT are writing on webmail that lecturers are not getting, they cannot mark things online, that we still use courier to send the file, the dissertation to Sweden. This is the solution. You make a DGRT place, the student one brings a thing, you have configured your DGRT web page, course, you call it the course page, but it is research management platform for DGRT. You upload your assignment, you upload it, the other supervisor there downloads it, makes changes, sends it through the same place, you download it, you send it to the student, he sees the changes he needs to make, he makes them. Why should we remain in the Vivo page? Tell me. So, the PDAs, I don't know what that means. You have to check on it and know what it means. They allow students to review OS or I don't know that part. But it is already checked, so I will continue without talking about it. You forgive me for that. I'm as open as that. Restrict access, these other parts, remember, we have not had any problem with them. So if I say save and return to the course, I will now have a link which is telling you to upload your work on my course under topic 1. So under topic 1, I want you to upload the course outline, the outline of your course. So can you go to the course MUELE 2016 and then you upload your course outline, and then I will be able to show you how I am able to look at your course outline. You click on it, to bring the box, which it will tell you first of all what is there, plagiarism is alive.
Go to our
Not your course, my
Your
course.
course.
So MUELE 2016. So go down on search and search for MUELE 2016. But under my courses also. Yes, you are calling yours, not mine. So as you can
So we go to your course.
yeah, MUELE 2016.
You have the assignments, eh?
So you know how to
So you have the
upload.
assignments.
This one.
Yeah, we click on that link. Any file, you can upload any file that, but since you have an outline of your course, you can upload the outline of your course. Search, look for the file on your computer. Is it loading? Sure, you can write there that my course outline for this course, or you can put course code, course student, and put the web outline so that someone is able to notice. So all I do is that when I also go there, for me it cannot tell me to upload because I'm the boss. So it will tell me, it will show me how many submissions are had. So, but it also gives me an option to upload, most especially if I am going to upload the feedbacks. No attempts have been made, so all of you are still.
I'm sent to that.
Just show the browser.
Okay, someone says yes, so I need to check. Yes, two submissions. I have two submitted assignments.
Give myself.
It is me, the boss who says how many have been submitted. Yeah, this is my interface. I can be able to upload the feedback to you. Also, I also have an upload button. Okay, so the PDS that I said I don't know, it seems to me that all uploaded files will undergo deep plagiarism check via PDA. So that's what it means. Plagiarism detection server provided by Skyline Errors by submitting you agree with the terms of service. So the system will be able to check and see whether you have things which are linked.
When you upload, today the student something has gone over to
it shows that the file you sent me is good. If you want to update this file, you can set up to date. But remember, I refuse that you cannot submit unless you just do want to use it for your own purpose. So let me refresh to see how many now I have. I must be having 4 of them now.
Maybe somebody else is like something.
All of them have submitted. I saw all of theirs being submitted.
check on the list of the courses they have received?
Sure.
Okay, wait a minute, maybe I sent to myself. No, I'm in MUELE.
Those are four.
Therefore,
So I think the person who has not sent is John.
They do not.
So it's
You said
I
you said the grammar.
don't know what you did. Probably you were following me. No, probably he was following me. And then he made the link on his course.
yes.
And then uploaded to his course.
Yes.
That is the most likely thing that he did.
Yeah.
So he was supposed to be in my course.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be.
that's how you write it there.
Because now it is his that is not.
Yeah. So me.
Yes, it is here. The things are here.
Yeah.
And you can see how fast it is.
Yes.
They are all on wireless, they are all on our computers, and you hand it in and I got everything here. So if you have, the students, if your students are good at computer and the answers are not requiring a lot of symbols and equations, you tell them to hand in their work like this. You have done, you download the file.
To do this for dealing with research. You just click the link.
I've told you, everybody, the UN, all international companies or multi-statals, they use Moodle, the baseline for this to do those trainings. All online trainings use Moodle. But we are here seated on the world. We're not utilizing it. So remember now, I can give you grades. Okay? I can read through your work, make the changes, and then I give you a grade. I say, I grade according to her, whatever she has, she was in 70s, but I can give her 86. And then I can write here something. You did a good job, although you should have done better, 100%. So you did a good job. Then I can go to Ezra passed on the line. So I can be biased and still making my line. No. We needed to include some things. Include some stuff.
I want to see how shape the plagiarism too.
Can I see from now?
Sure, I'm going to do that. And then I can just copy these things so that I can click. Otherwise, I can stay all the way. I'm looking at the grades I can all give you all of you.
100.
Okay, you like 100?
But that comment does not go with one.
That
That comment does not go with one.
I am a mini teacher. So, how can a teacher give up? Unless you complain about the handwriting. You say you should have written better.
Because they relax and think fast.
My dad, even when I was the first, he said, but why did you get this event? I wonder, what should I do? I can save all the feedback.
Some of the ones confirm if
Yes, his thing is there now. After saving, he's there.
That's the way
So he's there. And if you go in grades, if you click out on your administration and you click on grades, if you go to administration, now go to administration. Just administration is a block. It doesn't need to be whether you're in a course or not. That's
I
what
love my place.
you go to grades, but you have to be on. You can be there. I don't know what you have. Just be on the course.
Physics, I don't have a training. Only enough for my school. So the other courses, the teachers are not there.
So grades, go to grades and administration. Where are you?
Yes, I'm still in the class. Now I thought
That course. Mine. Because you can't get grades with it.
Okay.
You have to be in my course. Where the classes. In grades.
I'm going to the school for what's coming.
See, the ones are not in the getting the salary course.
What? The
The
bar.
ones are not in the getting the salary course, so they're contacting us for loans.
So grades are here.
Since yesterday, you guys call
You
you.
have
You call me yesterday, call you today.
I could have to get mine.
the grade in the grades for this one that you attempted, I have graded you. I have even put comments that you needed to do a good work. No, this is for I put this is very good. You need to put some stuff. So a student will send the work, he is doing the night, you mark it, you give them tomorrow they are like, yes, we did it. But you are waiting to come to office and look for who pushed that at the door. And then you are busy on the thing, like in the humanities, people mark by impression. So we've been able to add, I have been able to add an assignment and we've been able to hand in. You too can do the same. So can you? Yes.
I have a question on that piece. I don't know if I'm adding high,
No
but
problem.
I'm not comfortable, like doing what you have just done for us myself. Like if I'm the one in your shoes, we can say something for people when they feel that they have to bother, that's the position of my take. I would love if you can quickly also do it.
No, we are not going to do it on your course. This was my course. So I created an assignment on my course. You handed it. Now I want you to do it.
Yes.
So we are now going to go to your course and then we add an assignment and put the settings and make sure people, now your students who are weak, respond to your assignment. I teach by hands. I want people to touch something. That's why I don't have a PowerPoint. This thing of you should have clicked the corner and click there. That's why I make sure that everyone of you, each and every one of you clicks. And I see it clicked. So go to the course, turn it on, choose the week where you want to add the assigned activity.
The courses are loaded and kind of no files. So that's how it's prepared. These are good. You automatically come. When you're coming to the course.
So go to the course that you have. Course you have yours is ARI. Turn everything on.
I don't say it.
Yes, I have an assignment. Upload in the single file. So that's what we do. And you can be able to test out the different. So what do you want to call your assignment? What do you want?
That's an activity, right?
Yes, an activity, not a resource. Well, you thought I'm going to say this part is done.
It's better. I'm afraid of the same students.
I made you students, now I'm making you teachers.
Yes.
That should be the procedure. I enroll you as students, then I made you enroll as your students. That's how it works. Because now, being that you are teachers, I want you to get both sides of the story. How the teachers are going to put our own description. You describe it, what you think it is all about. And then the dates, the different dates, and the dates when you want to be, you want it to be valid. Come again?
Display description on the course page?
Yes, you remember when you created a course outline,
Yes.
you had the description which was, this is the outline of the course.
Okay.
That's the same description. If you want the students also to see what is about this kind of link, then you add that description.
You see, okay.
I wanted us to at least make a quiz. 2 numbers, or 1 number. So the chart is easy, but for the quiz I wanted us to do 1 number so that when you go, you are able to make a whole quiz. To do your own multiple choice questions on your own. And then tomorrow we will be able to work on animations, embedding animations and videos. And then I think there will be in a good position to start now playing around with the course. And then Friday, in the morning, we will be able to put a final tune on your course, and then we present to each other. Since you are fewer, we'll be having enough time to present the courses and advertise them. The time is rushing. Yeah, I'm here with you. I'm here with you. Where is the problem?
After submission steps, where you need to listen to the feedback and submission feeding and whatnot.
Submission settings. Well, it's attempts to open the
Students,
request students to click submit button. I think yes, without
because the students accept submission statement.
Where?
I don't know how it works. Yeah,
I think the commission
Maybe on the work.
is selected the one.
you just you are right. Then have you
I don't know, I didn't know assignment.
No. Under 2.2. Just click. No, he just chose the assignment. You should go back to the course code. Yes. Save. So they're not going to confuse because it's second. So it's okay. Go back to where you want to choose Are you ready for us to submit?
That is other completion.
Activity completion is the other issue of when you end, which are if you have put the dates on top, you will be able to solve the same problems.
That's why you say that they don't have a certain date.
There is
For
a
instance, they have a pre-test.
there is this dates here.
Mm-hmm.
If they are disabled,
Mm-hmm.
for example, like this, if they are chair, means that they are not active. So then you can have, there you can be forced, or you can be able to go to your activity conclusion and be able to set the dates, when you should be end, whereby students can remember the mark that it has completed, or actually you can make it show by itself when all the other parts are complete, and then you can have these dates, say you can enable it and expect completed on. So you have finished completing and you give by this time. So that's all about activity. But once you have put on the other part the dates which it is valid, then the students they cannot end the activity beyond that time. So you will be still in a good position to use. But anyway, if we got this help bit, the help bit says that the setting specifies the date when the activity is expected to be completed, and the date is not shown to students, and so it is paid in the activity completion report. So it won't show students when they are supposed to complete, but then it is prudent that you show students when the activity is supposed to last. Where then?
In this group.
Here. Do you want to see more whatever? You can have more editing tools. This is this assignment. You are supposed to have to upload a file. It should be in one format. It shouldn't exceed this many megabytes. Make sure that you do not cheat from each other. Then once you have uploaded, you won't allow it to upload again. So be careful to upload at once. And the other things, make sure your type quality is good and mind what you are doing as you fill out the work. Hope it makes sense now. Can you finish quickly that upload we could upload later, and then we do a multiple choice question and a true false and the one all above and the one none above, and then you can expound on that because we need to do something in that direction. have you sent the changes?
I had.
Okay, but
But
where?
I've seen.
This way?
It's here. It was made up here.
That is the video, that's the upload you put. Okay, then.
But I feel I have it like this, right?
Those are, that is the description.
But I put it in the description as well.
Yeah, that's the description that comes there. If you uncheck the description will remain there, but they won't show up there. And of course, if you...
So after this,
Yeah, you save on the time. But if you wanted it to go straight to the damn thing, you just say save and display. So we connect. And connect to
so where is
you
your
have submitted, no attempts. It gives you the explanation of the activity, the way that you put that in this activity, student is required to be through the SBS. And yes, yeah, that's where you are. There, you also have another option if you were to go to the feedback.
Okay. And here, for us, what we're going to guess that is not what we want.
Yes, now he has come back. Now Huh? No. I now want to go to a quiz. So we are going to make 4 questions. Now, if you already have a quiz, kindly choose 4 numbers to begin with. Yes, and then in order to be able to not mess up, bold okay, make red the answers. Make the answers red. Once the right answer is made red. But before that, you need to first create an assignment, upload assignment before. I don't want to be very behind. So go to the course and here.
just to be objective?
No, it's not. Yeah, it has to, we are going to create a quiz which is objective. But there's also a quiz where students can type in text. But it is better when you do what you have really done. You see, we uploaded a file, you know how it goes as a student. Then now I want you have created one. Now I want us, you have done a quiz. So I also want you now to do is prepare your own. So you know how it works. So add a connectivity. Very good. Okay, they upload this new file. Activity. And you do what you can put in the but you'll be able to go through if you can put them and save and be able to next to you time you can four questions. You don't need to copy them anywhere. Just choose, look at them, identify them, then make the right answers in red, and then we shall be able to make these questions.
So
After that, you say save.
These kids are going to have.
People who would have uploaded on it, you will be able to see their submissions. If these members will have uploaded a file there, you will be able to see that file here in the number of attendance. If you had a file to answer feedback to them, you can put it there. If you can't put it within the other side of the quiz,
So on how to teach students
or how to submit. Sure, if
teaches them
I normally do that. Last semester, I had to introduce them to the way. If you are teaching the third year, the third year course now, you find that those kids know very well. So the rationale would be in the first year, these kids should be able to know something about the and you encourage them to learn. And after all, the university should have taken up this concept, even with the intention, they should be able to create umbrella accounts.
We need only the coalition.
I mean, that's what we can afford because of the time constraint. I want us to create a small quiz, a sample quiz for 4 questions, and then when you go home, tomorrow I want to see your quiz which is very fully fledged, can even be 1,000 numbers. In one of my courses I have 100 questions. Yes, and the students ask me, but I'm giving them too many numbers. And I am a guardian, so I pay fees. We should work for the fees Okay, so I guess all of us are now comfortable. You have a feeling as a student how you upload your work. You have a feeling of how a teacher can mark your work and your grades come straight away. And by the way, you can also use this in an intelligent way. You can tell the students to upload a file with their student name and the like. Or you may not even bother to do that. You may just make sure you put an upload. They upload a small file with their name, registration number, and student number, and then you use that to upload their marks of an offline assignment. You get my point? They wrote an assignment, okay? After writing an assignment, they hand it in your office. But you have marked, and you haven't. Yes, you have the marks in the Excel sheet, but you want them to see their marks and grades, not a PDF put on their post page to be viewed as a file. So what you do, you tell them to upload just a Word document with their name, registration number, and student number, then as an assignment, and then for you, in each of them, you put their assignment marks. And when they go to grades, they find that they have the marks. So you say assignment 1. You tell them to upload their name, the small document there, and then you put the marks of what you marked to show in their grades, so that they do not have to go to a notes board, either a notes board on the web or a notes board out here. Because what I do normally is that I get the test, I mark, I put marks in the mark sheet, I make it a PDF, put a password, I upload it on the web. When I upload it on the web, when they upload it, they have to enter a given password that I've given them. Then they have to check their names, and I have to hide their names. I leave on the student number, and which is tedious. So if each student was to upload a single small 1 page of their details, just for purposes of referencing, then you can be able to mark and put grades on each of their against their whatever, and keep saying you need to be serious, you must write well next time. And then when they go there, they find their marks on grades with the comments. I don't know whether I'm making it.
I think we need to be practical.
But you have already done it.
We have, oh, yes.
When you uploaded your course outline,
Yes.
I was now having a basis on where to put your grades.
Yes.
Otherwise, I couldn't have put grades in the air. Let me show you practically.
Maybe the problem I have is
No. For this one, you have already marked offline. They had to work in your office. You marked. You put marks in your mark sheet. But now you want them to see. But you don't want them to see each other's. You understand? You don't want them to see marks for each other. If you upload a PDF even if you hide the names, they will still look for another PDF where they have a list with the name and registration number and student number. I know so and so got this one. Like now, if you didn't say your marks. On the spreadsheet, your marks were there. But again, when you go to grades for a particular course, you are able to see only your grades. So the same applies that you here, when you have uploaded your outline, you may, instead of uploading this outline for these submissions here, which you made, instead of uploading an outline, you tell them to upload a file, a single file, one page, with their name, their registration number, and the student number. So their file comes here. But you don't need to use it. You're not going to use it at all. All you want to do is to make sure that you put their marks here and put the content here. So if they wrote badly, you say you need to write well during the tests, because that's what. If they do diagrams with a pen, you say you should learn how to get a pen, a pencil, and draw diagrams with the relevant whatever tool. And then you see, now when you do that, they can't, no one of them can see their friend's marks. But if you go on the course and say add file under add resource, and you add a file of the PDF which is having their mark sheet, much as you can password it for only your class. But again, whenever they put the password and open it, these classmates can easily know who got how many.
So it means that when they submit those things,
These things here.
another file attached.
No, when they have submitted this,
Yes.
now it gives you a chance to be able to grade them. But the grades you are putting are not based on this, but based on assignment, one which you handled it. And it was offline, but you can put the marks here. So that they are able to look at their marks individually, much as you yourself can actually download these marks and be able to read it. Because if I now go to the course and go to the grades, you had grades for the quiz you did, and you should be able now to have grades for this one assignment you have done of uploading the file. So as you can see categorically that you had the marks for the upload now, you have the marks there for the upload. And I can easily do whatever I want. I can also export these marks to the other side. Remember the other quiz was in another course, SSMT. This is the only quiz you have done here. The marks are here. I can export them into a PDF, into Excel and make it a PDF and also make it available. But if you want students to be comfortable with their own individual marks, just put the marks here. These are the marks I entered manually. When I was busy putting marks, so and so it is, so and so it is. So if I give you best marks, don't harass me. Okay, so is that clear? I'm trying to be innovative in terms of how an option is meant for something else, but then you can also use it for your own advantage. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so are you clear?
Yes. So I upload the quiz.
No, now we are going to do activity for quiz. So we go to the course and add activity and look for the quiz. Choose the relevant place, location to do that. Activity. You always have to click on the course code. Once you click on the course code, you are good to go. You go to the course page. You don't always have to go. You can search your course. So you say, is it saying class quiz or just quiz? Okay, the name. Sorry about that. So you can call it a test if you want to use it for a test. You can call it be called pre-course test. You can call it pre-qualification. Yeah, quiz. You can call it pre-qualification. You see the one you did was e-learning evaluation quiz. You can call it practice makes perfect, so that they can practice with it. Well, whichever innovative name you want, you'll be able to have it. So, I will also go to the piece so that we are moving at the same pace.
10 minutes, 4 minutes.
So which time?
Yes, we got timing, and then you specify. Centuries. Okay, so description, the piece I'm going to put here, I will I just want to make sure we go together. So all of you have already put. All of you have put the name of the piece and description. Description can look nice as you wish. You can put animations there. You can put like stop. Make sure you first read this. It's something to make it more interesting. So I'm going to call it eLearning because I want to use this one later on at finals. You will have to do it in this course. I never made this course look nice so that you start from scratch there. Otherwise, if I chose the one which is already nice, it wouldn't make sense. But if you remember the one of assessment, SSMT I gave you, which is part of the one, you see there are many people there and many things there. And so I want us to make amendments together and see how they look like the other ones. So this is eLearning. eLearning quiz. I don't know what these things are for. eLearning evaluation quiz. This will be formative. Will we call it formative or who is training? The one we shall do at the end is what? Formative or summative?
One of the studies is informative.
Mine is
End of course quiz, end of training quiz. But I should put more, I will put more better words. So I just wanted to make sure that we go through the things together rather than you saying he came with his finished stuff and was bragging that he has made this, it is better. So I'll put that. Timing, the timing is about when you want it to be valid, from when to when. So you have to first enable these two parts here in order to change these dates. So you select enable, depending on when you want them to do the quiz, you put those dates. If you want to formulate it as a test, then you choose a particular, but be sure that your server is exactly on that time. Your server may be set to GMT, you say do it at 1, and you find that 1 here is 11 somewheres, or is at 2, 3, 4. Is 4 in another place. So, okay, you think you have said 1, but when actually it is 4. So they can't find the thing is closed, and then you're in trouble. So you need to know that, you have to know the range of your server And the server, remember, is on your settings of the course. When we are trying to get the settings of the course, remember that part of server. The other bit, so in other words, the things I'm talking about are that the students can only start their attempts after the open time of the quiz. So once you put the settings of the timing, the students cannot see the quiz. They can only see it when you have opened. I mean, when the date has reached. So they will see the link there, and when they click on the link, it will say this quiz is closed. It will be open between these dates. So you can get it at the beginning of the semester. You have the quiz at the beginning, assignment 2 quiz, test quiz, even exam quiz, and you just keep quiet. When the time reaches, it opens, they do it. When time ends, it closes. Then the timing, how long? Remember what the one I gave you was 30 minutes. So how do we put the time limit? If enable, the time limit is stated on the quiz page, and the countdown timer, the one which is displayed in the quiz navigation block. So when we go to the enable here, you can choose how many minutes. So I don't know how many you are putting for your quiz. 10. Okay. I will use that. I'm putting. Yes. So the other thing is that when the time expires, what do you want the system to do? All of you are having. So what do you want the quiz to do? Attempts must be submitted before time expires, or they are not counted. So if somebody is just lousing around, is busy doing his own things, and the time has passed, they shouldn't get anything. But there are other options. There are other options there that the setting controls what happens if a student fails to submit their quiz attempt before the time expires. If a student is actively working on the quiz, then a countdown timer will always automatically submit the attempt for them. But if they are logged out, then this setting controls what happens. So if it has gone off, then you should be. So there are other options, if I can show you the options. But one option is open attempts are submitted automatically. You have others, there is a grace period when open attempts can be submitted, but no more questions answered. Then there is when attempts must be submitted before time expires, or they are not counted. So they should submit themselves. Why should you submit for them? But it depends on what the quiz is about. As I say, you can have a quiz for practice. You can have a quiz for assignment. You can restrict the quiz, tighten it for a test. You get a point? Okay, so then we will have put that one right. Submission grace period. Do you want to give them a grace period of how many days? So this part here of the submission grace period, it says if what to do, it gives you what to do when time expires. You set alarm, grace period submit, but not change any responses. So they can give them a grace period, they will be able to submit, but they cannot actually change anything. But they are able to, let's say, this would help our internet problems. Student was working, his bundle goes off. And then he's stuck. He comes and says, oh, my bundle ended. Or the phone just restarts. Or actually the computer just restarts when he's in the middle of the thing. So at least you can give them a grace period. But when they cannot change anything, they go and submit what they had to manage to do. You see how the system is very clever, very smart, and able to give you a chance. Because this submission period was not allowed, somewhere, I think somewhere we say, there is the choice here, the choices we made. no more questions answered is the one which will allow it. So if I chose that one, the thing will activate like it has activated now. It can be enabled because that's the best period that is put there. So it depends on what you are choosing. Grading. So there is the grade category. There is only one option for categorize, for uncategorized. And this grade category is about the setting, controls the category in which these activities grades are placed in the grade group. You haven't categorized that, so it is not categorized. Then how many attempts are allowed? This serves on these many purposes I've told you. Purpose one, is it a quiz for practice? Yes. Then give them a down amount of attempts because you want them to practice. Click, it is wrong. Click again, it is right. So that is unlimited. You can give them unlimited. You can give them up to 10, the countable ones. But then what will be the grading method? If it is a test, you don't worry. You tell them, go and click it the more you want. But then on the grading method, you decide to tell them kindly handing only that attempt, which is either the highest grade, or the average grade, or first attempt, or the last attempt. If you wanted them to practice, and you see how their practice is perfect, then you choose to say last attempt. So that you see when he tried and he got below average, below cut of point. Can he now at the end be able to get the good, because he should be able to learn. You see this one, when talking goes, Google it, discuss with people at the end, then the last. But if it is a test, it is prudent that they choose the first, the system chooses the first attempt. Because why should somebody practice and then you take such a mark for the test? So those are the different grading systems that you can use highest grade if you are interested in. They do many, but you choose the highest. Or you can choose the average of their attempts. Depends on how lenient you are. And then first attempt is appropriate for an assignment or a test. If you want this to be an assignment, it would be nice if you took the first attempt, so that you get the marks when they came when you were fresh. Not having talked or seen the questions, and then they go and read about it and come and try, then go read about it, then go and try, and then come up with 10 out of 10, and then they tell you that I passed that. So for now I will be able to say last attempt, because when I do this quiz I will be able to look at your last layout. How do you want it to look like? Do you want it to be as shown on the edit screen? And every question. So there are also other questions order. Do you want them to be on the new page? So for longer quizzes, you saw that you were scrolling from up to the bottom on the quiz I gave you. But being that there are 30 questions, I could make 10 per page, 3 pages. And the problem with that is that every time a student says next, internet has to load again. So more bundles are going. That's why I lumped everything in one page from question 1 to that. But the one I told you about 100 questions, I had to put them in 25, 4 times. So I had 4 pages. So then every question you may choose to have every page, a new page to have how many questions you want it to have. And these questions can go, I think, up to 50 each page. If you have 100 numbers, you can have each page to have 50 of them. You have more options, navigation method, free. You want to be sequential so that you don't jump a page and go to the other one. You remember you had the questions with links 1 to 30, so you could go to the question straight away and work on it, go to another question, work on it. you want it to be sequential, that you have to have done page 1 and go to page 2, it shouldn't be disorganized. Now, this is where the beauty is, the question behavior. All of you had a different question, remember? And so, on question behavior, do you want to shuffle within the questions? Shuffle within the questions means that if enabled, the parts making each question will randomly be shuffled. Each time the student attempts to quiz, provided the option is also enabled in the question set. So when we are making the question itself, you also have that option of how do you want this question to behave. Now this is the behavior of the quiz, number 1 to 30. When we got the question with multiple choice A, B, C, D, also you can choose to shuffle it. But remember, never shuffle all above, none above. Because you find none above on the top, when actually it is supposed to be at the bottom. You find the all above in the middle. There are some which are down, so it doesn't make sense. So when you are shuffling within a question itself, make sure the shuffling is not misappropriated. So this applies to only applies to questions that have multiple parts, such multiple choice questions or matching questions. Remember this theme of kindergarten of matching man to the word man and whatever. How questions behave.
Multiple would include true and false. True and false will also come to
No, true and false is not one. How do you shuffle true or false? It is either true or false. So we shall make a true and true false. We shall make multiple choice. So it doesn't include that. So on the issue of feedback, this is where you can make it interactive. What is JPEG in full? So you say this is joint photographic experts group. And then someone chooses, I don't know what the other choice was, whether it is joint experimenting, whatever. So someone fails it, but you say actually the actual name is joint experts, whatever, photographic experts group. And these are people who came up with such a format to make sure photographs can be shared. Some more information, like for you. You say which of these is a temporary memory. Run, long, and then rim, red, and then somebody says red. You say actually it is wrong. And wrong means random read-only memory. And then run means random access memory. So you have let a question have more rich information. It was just a multiple choice question, but whether someone passes it or fails it, you put a feedback that actually talks about the question. Because multiple choice questions do not mean that if the answer is wrong, it's relevant in that subject. It still remains relevant. Which of the following are likely? So you can be able. So in this thing, for example, you may wish students to enter an answer to each question and then submit a entire quiz before anything is graded. That will be deferred feedback mode. You may want to give. You were able to see that you are wrong because my feedback allows that. If I make it a test, I will not allow that. So whether you say check, it doesn't do anything. So you can't know whether you did the wrong or not. Even when you submit eventually, I may not give you a preview where you saw the greens and reds. So you finish, you just go scratching your head until when the quiz has closed or until when the time of the test has ended. And then you go back and review, you find that the questions which you failed are there. So you were able to start sniffing around for answers because you had seen that it is wrong. That's eliminated if you use this option. So that's what we mean by deferred feedback. Or you can make it adaptive mode. Adaptive mode meaning that when you say check, it gives you which one is right, which one is wrong. And if you want to also add more information about read-only memory, random access memory, like I explained before, or penalty, and you can have adaptive mode with no penalties. Otherwise, you can have immediate feedback with CDM, interactive with the multiple tries. Do you want them to review the options when they have done attempt? And when do you want them to do that? Do you want them to do when they are still in the attempt? Do you want them immediately after? Later when the quiz has closed? When do you want the review to happen? So the reviews are here. It is up to you to choose. Do you want them to see their marks immediately? Do you want them to see during the attempt? Do you want them to see general feedback immediately after? Do you want them to see these things later while the quiz is still open? Do you want them to see these things after the quiz? Do you want them to see these things? I'm sure if you made the quiz as a test, all this should be empty and happen to be here. Overall also should be did here at the end, not to the end. The range of the quiz when the quiz is open. Display. How do you want it to display? Show users picture? No. Why should you do that? Grades. It is nice when you have to 0 decimal place, or which we used to call the nearest. Decimal places in question grades, same as for overall grades. Show more. Show blocks during the quiz. Why should you allow the quiz place? Extra restrictions. Do you want to require a password? You may want the students who, for example, if you had groups, you may want each group to have their own password for the year to be able to have a day group and an evening group. Do you want to require a network address? If you don't want someone in South Africa to do a quiz for someone here in Uganda, you remember the chaos that was there when people were given passwords for eLearning, and then they started sharing those passwords with some people in the US, in China. Actually, they didn't do that. They just put them on, I think CIT put them on our website, and the other people started taking advantage of accessing. And then it had been configured for Makerere. Now they are using a password for Makerere, but then they are accessing from China. So the system detected that, and they penalized the right there. So whenever they were training people about using key resources, they would highlight that point. That's what you can do here. I know you have an uncle in South Africa who can do for you the work. I restrict that you have to do it on our network of Makerere. So your uncle can board a plane, come to Makerere, do for you, go back to South Africa. Yes, and then you are. So they enforce delay between 1 and 5. So if your quiz is for purposes of practice, you shouldn't let somebody attempt in a few minutes, attempts again in an hour. So you can give it. You say, but if you failed today, you should be able to first spend a week. You shouldn't quickly again start being frustrated. So for that matter, you can say enforce delay between the first attempt and the second attempt. Enforce delay between late attempts. If they also come for the third attempt, it shouldn't be, they should be gapped or spaced. And then browser security. Do you want to have a full screen pop-up with some Java security? This one helps you to avoid them like she was Googling. I can refuse her from Googling. So she opens the quiz and it fills the whole thing. And then she can. So if I choose the full screen pop-up with some Java security, she cannot be able to click anywhere to open unless if she has two computers.
Which is what?
this one here of if you here there is none, but when you check it has a full screen pop-up. And when you choose that, when they click on the quiz, you can't do anything on the computer apart from answering the quiz. Yes. So I will activate that for our quiz which we did, and then at the end of the day, that's what I will do. But I will do it now when we are done with this, so that we try it out and see how it works. But the computers, you must be sure that their computers have Java installed in them. Otherwise, they will fail to access the system. Overall feedback. The what? The what one? Yeah, because the enable box is not, because we are not already, you hadn't enabled on top. This one works fine. If you want
network address, how do you get that?
network address is to get the IP address. The IP address of the given place that you want to do. That we should be able to do it from.
So we can get that from the computer administrator?
Yes, quizzes may be restricted to a particular local area network or internet by specifying comma-separated list of partial or full IP addresses. So each of the servers here have IP addresses. So you can enter that IP address to be like for here, you are on 192.168.1. Then others, 0 to something. So otherwise, if I put that, then those commas, I can put different of your computers, each of your IP addresses, and put them here. Once I have put them as separated by comma, and I put all these lists or partial, then it is only you who can be able to handle it. And this can be useful for an invigilated or proctored quiz to ensure that only people in a certain location have access to the quiz. So if you wanted to make sure it is accessed here in our lab, you do that. No one will be out there trying to be a chupa. Okay. So these are not forcing people yet. The way I was so excellent, even when you were getting below average, and telling you that you are now ready for the course, this is where I put it. And I put it, the grade boundary, you can now put grade boundaries on each of these places. You get this many, then you put a feedback for that many marks. So for example, those who get 100%, then I put a word. You are an excellent person. When you get a 0, I say no. Like his teacher put no. So you can say, please kindly go back. Actually, I have done a course on climate change from Yali, and before I could print out my certificate automatically, I had to make sure I have passed all the numbers, no matter how many times I have done it. So I think I passed, I failed like 5 of them, I improved 3 of them, I failed 1, and I failed 2. And then I was able to process the certificate. And they also use this year network. They are using the module system. Okay, common module settings. These ones you have seen almost in all activities and all. Now all activities and all resource parts, you find these words: module settings, activity completion, blah 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 blah. And when we are done, we save and return the course. So when we save and return the course, it shows us that we have made a quiz with a tick in it.
You haven't put any questions. What we were doing,
Yes.
members, what we were doing, we were organizing in school.
Okay.
We were putting who will sit where,
Yes.
how will they not be able to look at each other,
Okay.
what time should they begin, how are they going to be looking at the clock. That's what we were doing. So we were not doing anything at all apart from that. So when you now click on the quiz, it asks you whether you want to enter the quiz, and it gives you the summary. So the summary which you wrote, the description is here. The settings of the timing are also here. When the quiz will be closed or opened. Then it says the correct time limit. You must be having 10 minutes.
Yes.
No more attempts are allowed. I don't know what it is mean to do. And then, of course, now you want to edit there.
So it says no questions are being asked.
Of course, that's what it says, because you've got no questions.
Yes, now.
It also has no questions have been asked. But I don't know why it is saying I can't do any more attempts.
So the first step is time.
Yes, I'm done.
This one.
Because you put last attempt. Because you put
I
last
think we
attempt.
choose the time.
Reading method, you say last attempt.
That's where we might
Because of this.
Because you say no, last attempt. You just reading method, last attempt. So no more attempts allowed. You know that's considered reading method.
So don't go and check those forms.
Oh, red bound and this one. Put zero.
But there is that.
This one had to be.
Yes, really. Okay.
This here.
No, just go down. The complaint is where there is.
So you are swimming the feedback process. Okay.
No.
Say you are swimming here. So that means if you edit this, I have to submit.
Yeah, you have to make this one.
So almost everybody uses this kind of setup. Because much of the online forms of fear,
You have to.
these are the things that
But this was done by a PhD student. That's the result of our work. So people use it. It is not.
it was a woman, right?
Yes.
That's good.
So,
No, it
Did
should
you
be
hear
not.
that, people?
You should be asking, was it on the paper?
No, but then
so you choose now where it is, but that is the meaning of it. I can see it is there.
somebody left it. So just click on that. That's what you
No, click on the main quiz itself. The link is outside.
So also you have the.
Okay, so now the quiz.
seen what it says. We have this recording. So we say edit quiz. So this is where the struggle begins. You struggle, copy paste from where your questions are. So I say edit quiz. Now, if you remember, under the administration, we had almost towards the end where I had legacy files, blah 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 blah. There were also a part for question bank. I don't know whether you remember that. So I just went inside, but the thing I want mainly is about administration. Under administration, I have the question bank here. So in your free time, you could have a question bank. All these questions we are going to make, we are not going to make few, but you can now make questions 1,000. And whenever you please, you can make a quiz like we have organized it and import questions from your bank. And after importing them, you have the quiz on a given topic. So you can have all your course having all the questions. So I'm going to add a question. So we have a few things that we need to clarify, or I need to clarify and understand with you that editing quiz, this is the name of the quiz. You have basic ideas of quiz making. If you want, in your free time, you can be able to see. Total marks, 0, 0, you have no questions. This quiz is closed, maximum. My quiz is closed because I had different settings. So let me make my quiz visible so that I am not, I think I say it closes on Wednesday, maybe at 1 or whatever, and it has already closed, so that's why it is complaining. So I'm just going there to my course to make sure I can make the quiz active again. You're going to put questions. You're going to put questions again. But I want to make sure that I also, my course, my quiz is actually having the range. So I update the quiz here. You see, this update of the button is different from edit. So that's what I want you to see, that I now can go to typing and choose the timing of the quiz. And you can see it was ending today at 12:18. That's why it kicked me out. So I will make it valid up to Friday. And that's why we are having no more attempts, because it was very close. You are hungry? Okay, so I go back to editing quiz. So we are going to add the question. We are going to start with the true false. It's okay. We are now going to add a question. So add the question, and they give you now options of what type of questions you want to add. What type of questions you want to add. Do you want to add a multiple choice? Do you want to add a true or false? Do you want to add a short answer, yes or no? Do you want to add a numerical number? You've ever been filling a form and they tell you, give the answer of this thing, 2 plus 2 equals 1. It's like a captcha. It's computer. What is captcha in food? You use the computer. Captcha. The CPTA, computer generated something, whatever. It is to help you not become a robot. To test whether you are a robot or not. So they put a word with crooked things, that and that, because a robot can be able to read text that is having characters. So they make them twisted so that they are sure. Now nowadays they put the answer of 1 + 1 = 1. So the robot can't add from space to space. Or it needs when these are characters. Normally they put when it is not being able to be edited and the answer can be edited in. And then they confirm that actually this was a human being. It could be calculated, the 2 + 2 = what? Essay, matching, 1, embedded, calculated multiple choice, calculated sum, simple description. So I say we start with, okay, let's start with multiple choice. And then we can make 2. Multiple choice and true and false. And then you guys can start from there. So have we chosen multiple choice? Let's say next. And then a string of settings come up. Now, question name. Question name is not the number 1 or number 2. Remember that your questions are randomly put 1, 2, 3. Because you are going to be importing these questions, it is prudent that you give a name that you remember. I don't know whether I get my point. You put a name that when you look at that question, you know that this question is about root tubers used as food. You get to know that these are difficulties at the industry. Something about the difficulties at the industry. Or difficulties, sorry, not industry. Difficulties about innovations in agriculture. Someone else who was talking about sociology. Industrial workers, or difficult hardware. Okay, like for you know this is a question about the mouse, about the keyboard, about the CPU, about memory. So it becomes easy to pick them instead of having to review the question at that point. So my question name, I'm giving this one, being that I'm creating a quiz for eLearning. My question is about MUELE. And I can say activity because I want to and then you type the actual question in the description or question text, not description. So copy paste. You already told me you have the